Hello guys, welcome to Code Heaven. So we are going to continue our crowdfunding application. If you haven't watched my previous videos, please go and watch my previous videos where I have built part one and two uh, of this tutorial series. So in this tutorial series, we are making crowdfunding application, and currently we are making the backend APIs. Okay, until now we have made some endpoints like the campaigns endpoint where we can get the campaigns, we can create a new campaign or get one specific campaign. Apart from campaign, we have also made endpoint for users. Like we have created, we have made endpoint to create the list of all users and to create a user setup. So that these are the endpoints that we have built till now. And if we go to one of the endpoint and execute, it's saying course error. I think I'll need to uh, open my application. Okay, now let's run the application. Now if we execute this once again, so we're getting the list of the data. Since we have also made the users endpoint, let's execute this and we've got this users data. uh, let's see if our authentication is working or not. Let's put authentication in campaigns. Let's go to campaign endpoint and get get all. Okay, let's put copy this authorized part and put it in here, and let's restart this application. So now if we execute this, now it's saying 401 is unauthorized. So if we don't authorize, then this we could not get access to this endpoint by using this authorized attribute. Okay, so everything is working until now. So till now we've made this user input and campaign endpoint. Let's make our comment and donation endpoints as well. So to do that, let's since we will just be making crowd for this campaign and donation, let's copy this campaign endpoint and rename this and make this donation endpoint. And let's just press Ctrl Alt and Delete to select just the campaigns and replace this with donation. Replace this with just the donation. Okay. Donation endpoints. Now we'll have to modify these codes like now this is donation, it's not campaign, it's donations, and these are pretty much same. Get single. I repository from donation repository by getting single. Okay. In save we'll need to change a bit, I think. Get user entity. So in donation we need amount, payment method, donated by ID. This should be the user, and campaign ID. Okay. And we'll need to create the donation response DTO as well. So let's go and create that. Let's go to the DTOs. The DTOs are in here. Let's create, let's copy this one and let's call this donation response DTO, and here paste control dot. It's not coming. Let's just copy this and paste it in here. Okay, so there are two response. Oh, I made a mistake in here. It should be just one response. Now if you press Ctrl and dot in here, space, for some reason this namespace is not coming. What's the reason? Oh, we need to make this donation. Oops. DO donation response DTO, and inside donation the, let's go here, copy these, let's copy these parts and put it in donation response DTO. And we don't need this part, and we'll also need ID part. If we go to paste and this one, paste this ID part as well. Now if you go to donation endpoint, for some reason it's still not coming. Okay. Donation response DTO. It's public. Now it's working. Donation response DTO. Okay, we'll also need to create donation request DTO. Let's just copy this donation response file and rename this to donation request. REQUEST DTO. Let's rename this inside here as well. And in request we will not read the ID because the clients will probably not know the ID at this time. So this part is done. Now we'll need to create this mapper as well. Mapper, map profile for auto mapping. Yeah. Okay. Just let's copy this part in campaign. Instead of campaign, now this is donation. So we're going to map this donation request with donation entity, and similarly donation to donation response. That's also done now. After that, we'll need to, yeah, these are similar. Entity dot donated by ID would be login user dot ID. What? else do we need? Everything else would be mapped by this auto mapper. So whatever that comes in this request, these will be mapped inside here and will be created. And inside this also it should be donations, same as in here. So that's it. Our donation endpoint is done. Let's try to run this application. Let's refresh our Swagger. Donation endpoint is not showing up. I think we'll need to add this to our services as well. So let's go to our service. Yeah, we'll need to map. Similarly, we'll need to map this best endpoint with donation endpoint. Remember, we're doing this because we are dynamically creating these endpoints uh, by using some class in our program.cs. So if you go to program.cs, yeah, we are using this map routing.map endpoints to map all the endpoints. So we are uh, taking all these child classes. So we get services of all the child classes of this base endpoint, and all these child classes are mapped in here by uh, looping through these child classes. So if you go to base endpoint, and so there are four references, that means there are four child classes, and there are campaign, donation, and user endpoints. So these are mapped by going through the loop. So this is how we are doing mapping this dynamically, so that we don't have to like write each and every uh, line of code into the program.cs. So with just this line of code, it will work. So now it should be coming in this Swagger, since we have registered that in the IOC container. If we refresh this, now you see, as you can see, donation endpoint is coming. If you try out, it will be empty in the first, but actually it is unauthorized. We have probably put the authorized. So there's an authorized attribute, that's why it's showing authorized. At first we'll need to create a new donation. So let's create a new donation. Uh, campaign ID. We'll need a campaign ID as well. Let's Okay, it's unauthorized as well. But first we'll need to log in. So for that we need Postman. So let's go to Postman first. So we got crowdfunding login, and if we get new access token, so we got this new access token. Let's authorize this. Let's paste this bearer token. Now if we execute, we are getting the campaigns. So let's use the first campaign. Let's take copy the idea of the first campaign, and in donation let's paste this first campaign. Donated by would be the login user. So I think if you go to the code, donated by is login user. So whoever is logged in will get that user dynamically. So I think in the donation request TTO, we can just delete this part. Okay. So let's refresh this, restart this once again. So for now, let's just remove this part. Okay, payment method. For now, let's just say payment method would be, let's say, credit card for now. Amount, let's say, let's make it around 1,000. Now, donation endpoint, let's put a debug breakpoint. Now let's execute this. So it's coming in the campaign request. If you hover, we're getting amount, campaign ID, and credit card. And we've got the logged in user as well. It's admin. Donate by the admin's ID is gone here. And if you create response, so the created donation is has come. Okay, so in response we get 201 created. So this is created. Now if we go to get endpoint and if we execute, so the created, so this donation is now created. We can we can also get a single donation by just by ID. Let's just copy this ID and put it over here, and we'll get that ID. Yeah. So we've created the donation endpoint as well. Now let's create another endpoint as well today, the comments endpoint. So we'll finish the crowd application, crowd part today, and in the next part we can walk in with the front end part. So let's stop this application for now, and let's just copy this donation part and rename this. So this way we can create an endpoint very quickly. Let's just call it comment endpoint and control alt dot to select all the donation, and we'll replace this with comment. We'll need to create comment request TTO and comment response TTO as well. So let's go to domain and entities. Let's copy comment and put it over here, and comment. Let's rename this to comment request. Oh, this protocol, no. Okay, and this comment, this namespace might be a bit different. So let's go to this donation domain.ttos. Copy that part and paste this here. So we don't need paste entities in here. Let's rename this to comment. Uh, what was this? Request or response? Request. Okay. Request TTO. Request. We don't need ID, so that's fine. Application user. We don't need this. Virtual. This also we don't need. So comment request TTO with what we need is content, the who created this comment, and for which campaign. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we're just, let's copy this, make comment response TTO as well. Response TTO, but in response we'll need ID as well. So it's DUID and ID. and this one should be response. That's pretty much it. Now if we go to the comment endpoint, okay, donated by, I think here, what's the name, user ID, created by, okay, in the user ID login user would go, others will just be mapped from here. We haven't created an edit endpoint, so we can do that later on. For now we just have these three endpoints. We haven't made the delete endpoint as well. Okay, we'll do that later on. Comments and comments in here as well. Okay, let's see if this is working. So with the use of this generic repository, it makes our job very much easy. So we don't have to keep on creating these repositories to create, update and delete again and again. Just one repository is enough for us. We just need to pass the domain name and it will create the respective data itself automatically. So let's refresh this, and no, we don't have comment yet. That's because we'll need to register that, and to register we need to go to extension and configure dependency. Here we'll need to add comment. Now it should come. Now if you refresh it, yeah, the comment is coming. Let's create a new comment, but before that we'll need to pass the token. Let's copy this token. It's not expired. And content, we'll just like this is test. User ID. In the user ID, we don't need this user ID in here as well. For campaign ID, let's just put this first one. And let's, okay, so there's some error. Campaign request, JSON valid after value expected. Oh, I think we missed this comma in here. Let's create once again. Map configuration of supported mapping. Comment. Probably because we removed that user ID part. Let's if we go to comment, let's go to comment request BTO and remove this user part. Because we'll get that user from the token. Whoever has login, his user would go. Okay. Oh, I think we haven't created this auto mapper. So let's go to the profiles and mapping. Yep. Similarly, we'll also need to create a new mapping for comment. Now that's done. Now if we create this, it should be created. See, it's created. Now if we get the comments, yeah, it's coming. So our basic campaign is created. The donation is created for this campaign. So whoever wants to donate, they will donate. And if they have any comments in this campaign, you can also comment. So basically, a basic structure of our server side endpoints is done now. We'll now have to create some client-side application as well. In the client side, I'm thinking of creating. I'll be using Next.js. Next.js is a framework for React application. So we'll be using Next.js. It's a new framework which is very famous nowadays. So we'll be using Next.js for the front end application. So um, I'll make the front end in the next coming video. Until for today, I think these endpoints. So these are the endpoints that we created today, and I'll see you in the next video. And guys, if you're liking my videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And that will really motivate me to make even more and more videos. If you want to see more and more videos from me, just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please comment on the comment section as well. I want to see how many people are liking my videos. So see you until next video. Thanks.